Well, everyone, the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 is by far one of the more interesting phones that's ever been made, and I want to go and hit on a few reasons why this phone is probably still worth buying in some capacity in 2024. Now, for the most part, this is kind of an outdated phone. It really isn't, the first iPhone or first phone I'd recommend people to buy anymore in this day and age, but I will still say that the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 has some capability here for the most part, and if you are in the need of a phone, and if you're wanting one of the last Note phones ever made, I still think there's some capability and some quality behind a phone like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20. So, first of all, the exterior of this phone, albeit even though it has a plastic back, is still a very well-built phone for the most part. So for one, you are getting a pretty good feeling phone. Like, it doesn't feel like super unbelievably bad. You're getting a very good 6.7-inch display on this thing, and this is by far one of the coolest things going on for this particular device. If you're just able to go through and get a device like this one that still has this type of display, it's actually very nice. It's not a 120 hertz display or anything, but it's still fairly good for the most part. But on top of that, another really good thing right now is that it does have the stylus. This was, a 6.7-inch phone, which is very big, but you are still getting the stylus on this phone, which is very, very nice to have. It's slightly bigger than something like the Samsung Galaxy S24, but it's also not massively massive that's it's super uncomfortable to hold. And also, this is another really cool thing, is because this phone does kind of have like a flat side to it. So even though this phone came out like back in 2020, it doesn't really feel like super outdated or super bad from that standpoint either, which is another really cool thing going on for this particular device as well. Now, on top of that, the triple camera setup on this particular phone is still very, very decent. You're getting 8K capability on the back of this phone and 4K at 60 on the front. I just took a look at some phones like the Nothing Phone 2 and like some other devices too. It is really crazy how good of a phone this particular phone still is in 2024. Now, clearly a phone like the Samsung Galaxy, S24 Ultra is significantly better than this phone, but I look at a phone like the Note 20 and I'm still very shocked about how good of a job Samsung did with this device, and I still think in a lot of different ways this phone is still worth buying from that particular standpoint too. Now, I have to be honest, the biggest caveat of this particular device would probably be, I'm going to be honest, is probably the software. It did get unsupported with software with Android 13. So this is probably one of the bigger problems, I would say, with this type of device. Like, if I'm going through and if I'm getting some sort of phone, I don't like the fact that this thing basically is unsupported with software, but I do like the fact that this thing still is fairly decent at performance. That Snapdragon 865 chipset is actually pretty decent. You're also getting, 8 gigabytes of RAM inside of this phone too. And the performance of this phone really isn't even that bad. Like, if I had to go through and use this phone, it has still a pretty decent chipset. It has a lot of good stuff going for it, which is a very good thing going on for this particular device too. So those are just a few different reasons why I look at a phone like the Samsung Galaxy Note 20, and I'd probably recommend some people to go ahead and buy it in 2024. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.